With today being International Tea Day, our show will explore Africa's tea market. International tea prices have dropped by about 30% this year on the back of huge supplies from countries such as Kenya, which is the world's leading exporter of black tea. Tea firms in the country are projecting lower earnings as a result. Beatrice Kachenga spoke to Seza Mwangi, Managing Director of Sasini Limited.
So let's look at the tea prices, how they've been performing in the international market, because now we're looking at how the commodity prices have been performing. For you, what has been the experience that you've seen for tea this year?
Well, you know that we grow tea and we market tea, and of course prices are very important to us. Clearly, there's been a drop in tea prices. In fact, the estimated drop is about 30% this year, and that is huge, because you're talking of a drop in top-line earnings of 30% straight away. So it has been a downward drop in tea prices this year.
But for you, you do more of direct sales rather than going through the auction. Has it been faring any better if you were to do it in a direct auction as opposed to the direct sales that Sasini is normally entailed?
Yeah, actually, we sell both in the auction and direct sales, and in fact, the majority of our sales are in the auction, right? We've had a drop in both because the direct sales are normally at a slight premium above the auction, right? And that is, we normally estimate about 8 to 10% premium usually we get from direct sales when you compare to the auction. But there's been a drop in both.
Where are you seeing the worst performance?
Where are we seeing the worst performance?
In terms of the direct and the auction, where would you say the price drop?
Both of them have had a price drop generally, because the premium of direct sales over auction prices is a constant, right? So whatever the case, any drop is experienced in both sectors.
Why are we seeing this drop? Maybe that's what we also need to talk about.
The drop is very well explained, okay? One, we've had a huge supply of tea from this region in this particular year. We're estimating that this year alone in Kenya, last year in 2012, we sold about 370 million kilograms. This year we expect to sell about 415 million kilograms. There's an estimated 35 million kilograms. In fact, almost 45 million kilograms additional. Secondly, we've had problems in Egypt, which buys 20% of our tea, right? So straight away our demand has dropped. We've had some problems in Syria, in Sri Lanka, which are big tea buyers, in Sudan, and tea is bought with foreign currency. Now, whenever there are challenges in a country and there are foreign currency problems, then you find they're not able to buy the imports that they need. So all these factors have contributed. The main factor, I think, is the oversupply. Also, just before the elections, we had a feeling that a lot of, especially our European buyers, especially the UK, stockpiled a lot of tea. And this has led them to slow down.
In case there was any violence.
Exactly, in case there was any violence. So they bought a lot of tea.
Themselves.
Because straight after the elections, we found that we were producing a lot of tea, but it was not moving. Our warehouses were full, and the tea was just lying in Mombasa. And this was because of the stockpiling that took place. But I think
Let's talk about the currency. The fact that it's been relatively stable this year, and of course, unfortunately, one man's meat is another man's poison, and the currency is too strong. It affects exports when it's too weak. So ideally for you, the currency this time around has been quite stable. How is that going to affect your earnings?
In fact, actually, the currency has not been as stable as we would like. If you remember, around September, October, the currency actually strengthened, because I monitor this literally on a daily basis. And whenever I see that graph going down, okay, I know that we're going to get less cash flows into our business. So I have a graph right now, in fact it's still in my mind, where there was a major drop between around September, October, November. But now it has been coming up, okay? So it has not been stable as such. We had quite a hit. We moved from about 87 shillings to the dollar to about 85, okay? And that is 2 shillings for each dollar. Now imagine those of us...
And you're doing bulk sales, so
we're doing bulk sales. So imagine you're selling $1 million worth, I mean, at 2 shillings. Straight away you lose 2 million Kenyan shillings off the bottom line. That's a huge amount.
So taking Sasini maybe as an example of the industry, probably as an indicator of how the industry is going to perform, how then can we rate the tea industry performance this year?
No, generally this year the tea industry performance is going to be down. And that is without a doubt. In fact, a number of companies have issued profit warnings. And Sasini is not going to be an exception. Our performance will be down because the tea prices have been down. About 60 to 70% of our business is from the tea sector. The balance is from the coffee sector. Coffee has also unfortunately been down, but the bulk is from tea. Now, a number of companies that rely purely on tea, really they're going to face very difficult, because also the operational costs have not been going down. We have a big problem with labor costs. We have huge increases demands in terms of the Plantation Workers Union demanding higher wages every 2 years. And I tell you, it's a little bit ridiculous because our costs keep rising, but we can't control the prices.
Yes.
So then we get them to meet.
So wages for you are one of the greatest costs?
Wages is one of the great costs. And other costs of production, transport, power, is very expensive.
And the VAT bill has not helped in that case because
the
quite
VAT
a number
bill
of
has
increases
not helped. We're now paying VAT. We're not getting refunds on some of those VATs. We have the 1% levy on all exports. That is also something else affecting, and I think it's affecting demand. So even we suspect some buyers prefer to buy from Rwanda or Uganda because they don't have that 1% levy on exports. You understand? So we are slightly disadvantaged in this country in that regard.
Let me take you back to the performance because you did mention that even the company, the company will be hurt from the low prices that we're seeing from tea.
Oh, definitely.
What is the projection that you have as we wrap up?
Projection for performance? Well, I believe, fortunately we are a diversified agribusiness.
Yes.
That is a fortunate thing. And when you're diversified, it means that even if things are not working well in one commodity, you can manage on the others. Okay? We have the tea business, we have the coffee business, we have the coffee lounge business. We sell tea and coffee in the local market, which is a much more stable
also
market.
In dairy.
We're also in dairy. So all those businesses, fortunately, we will not go below zero.
So you're not going to be issuing a profit warning?
No, we are not even issuing a profit warning,
Okay,
fortunately.
okay.
Yeah, so, and I think it's part of our diversification strategy was really to make sure that we can easily diversify our earnings. And I think it has been working for us.